It's time to turn off the green screen, take off the business shirt, and be real about what's happening.
Everything's changing and there's no facade. So what's happening on the planet? Well, let's take down the green screen altogether. Clips, high quality. Right, got the bookshelf. We normally have that sitting there. Right, okay, so we've got the truth. It's time to put away the facade. Wear the favorite t-shirt, even wear the shorts, because the truth is we've got to be truthful to ourselves and to the planet and to people around us and put away the facade. We're looking at the new consciousness, the new world, with new rules, and change is inevitable. If we really look at the truth, there's a lot more. There's the washing over here, there's the mirror. What are we looking in the mirror and showing to the world? The truth, the fancy shirt, and the green screen, if I can pronounce it, or the truth from the heart? Let's talk about what's happening on the planet at the moment. And firstly, we can only control what we can control. So if we can put aside the horrendous suffering of people and businesses and so forth at one side and look at what it means for the planet. So it is an awakening in consciousness. I have a book that I read many years ago that explained this needed to happen to awaken people and shift people's thinking. So what that means is we're moving from a 3D world where everything is isolated into three separate dimensional objects into a more connected world. So this awakening of consciousness. So what does that actually mean? It means three things for the planet. Mother Earth, the planet, has said, go to your rooms and look at what you're doing. So it's an awakening of people to the needs of the planet to get balance. And the second area is it's connecting to the community, connecting with people, our family in different ways, coming together and breaking down barriers. And the third thing is connecting to ourselves, understanding who we are, getting out of the old world of the head and the ego and the greed to feel and sense and follow that sixth sense and trust. Everything connected to social media, no longer can people get away with lack of integrity. Everything is about connecting to ourselves and listening to ourselves, knowing who we are. It's following our sixth sense. It is being true to ourselves, putting back the facade, not shaving if necessary. And that is the three areas and benefits of the planet. And follow the philosophy. Everything is happening to awaken and shift attitudes to get in balance on the planet if we can really focus on that. And the number one thing is change. The old world does not exist anymore. Things have changed. And if we start looking at the old world and say, well, what's happened? How can we get back to that? That's how we're going to struggle. We're going to be left in the past. We need to change our attitudes and think everything has changed now. Not everything, but if we have that open attitude, what does this mean to us? What can we do differently? What is this about for us? And internally listen deep down inside. There's a knowing, a sixth sense, a gut feel, intuition, whatever you want to call it, guidance. And we follow that and we know the meaning into this new world, this awakened consciousness of people actually caring. And this is the meaning about it. And this is what it's all about. So that is some phenomenal, and it's actually, if we put aside all the suffering, it's actually really exciting because I've read about this and followed it for years that it was going to happen and that it would be needed to shift people. So from a pure insular bubble, if you look at it that way, it is a massive opportunity for us to connect again. So there's my rant, there's my rave, and the big picture of what's happening. You, of course, decide what you really think is going on. But for me, it's a feeling and a knowing that I've never had before. And let's drop into that personal journey, shall we? Because if you really trust and have a sense of knowing of what's happening and it works out that way, that's a different world and a different dimension, which we'll call a 5D world. As we get rid of the flash shirt and green screen and just look at the solid wall. It's about being real, because on the screen can be a facade, but if we're open, honest, and break down the barriers and connect with ourselves, connect with the planet, then that's the key to understanding. If we're struggling, share it with a friend, especially with males. It's about being true and breaking down the facade. I know for me, I've had massive self-doubt, anxiety, and depression. That's how my journey started out all those years ago. And my fascination with motivation has come from the desire to, I used positive thinking for many years to get out of the anxiety and self-doubt, low self-esteem. But it was only after 10 years that I discovered I had massive anger and emotions down here that I never knew existed. So it's been the last 20 years learning everything I could around emotional fitness so I could understand here and get out of here to be true. And the last year in particular has been just the most phenomenal feeling, as in the national rankings in sport and tennis have shot up. And because as I feel okay about who I am, have a healthy self-esteem, and grow to trust myself, then the mental toughness is phenomenal. The feeling deep down inside that I'm okay. I can do things that I've never done before. So this is what we're choosing now. If we're real with friends, family, true, bring the community together, connect with our planet, the amazing new world that we're living in, if we're true and real to ourselves. That's the key.